Ciao Juventini, welcome back to the All Juvecast channel, where of course it's all Juve all the time. I'm Alberto, you know the drill. It's December 13th. I've got all this morning's news surrounding La Big Signora, and there's a lot to tackle, okay? We got some news on the Mercado front. We've got player statuses on Pogba, Vlahovic, Chiesa. Then we've got the latest on the investigation with a big bomb of a headline again today. Then we're going to talk a bit about Zidane and him being linked with Juventus. So there's a lot to tackle. Let's get into it. Alright, Juventini, first things first, like the video and subscribe to the channel. That's all Juve all the time. Alright, now let's get to the news. Tuttosport decided to run a little bit wild today, stating that Juve's going all in on Karsdorp and Smalling, and even will tackle Zaniolo in the summer. Now, if we look at this realistically, and outside of that headline, here's where it stands. Karsdorp is still Roma property, is trying to break free of the club, so the negotiations run through the club. All it stands as far as Juve goes, they're just keeping tabs. He's just simply another name amongst a list of options, and the same goes for Smalling. Smalling is one name out of a bunch, okay, like Indica, Bardial, Pavlovic. So that's all it stands. In terms of Zaniolo, over the past few days, what I've been seeing is that he's actually looking at other clubs in Italy. So again, anybody's guess what will come of that. Tuttosport decided to run wild today. They also followed up with Pellegrini going to Lazio, if not in January, but in the summer. And then, of course, they make a move for Sergei Milinkovic-Savic. Now, our friend Paolo Nomolo decided to weigh in and say that Sergei Milinkovic-Savic is going to be a name that's heavily linked with Juventus. However, he believes they're going to invest in a winger. Again, time will tell. Now, in terms of another player that has links with Juventus, Scalvini, his price tag is laid out at 40 million euros. That kind of sums it up as far as Mercado goes and everything. But let's get into sporting directors. So, apparently listed by reports this morning, this is the kind of short list and the rankings. Marotta. The return of Marotta ranks as Plan A. Plan B is Carnevali. And then other names that have been mentioned are, of course, Rossi. Then you have internally Manna. And we cannot forget and have to keep tabs on Gintoli. So there you have it. That's kind of the listing as far as it stands. Now, in terms of coaching, Zinedine Zidane is linked with Juventus yet again, as over the past couple days there have been reports that Deschamps could stay on a little bit longer at France. Now, of course, you have Zinedine Zidane linked again with Juventus, and of course, a coaching job at PSG. So what we have to wait and see is how we rebuild management at Juventus, and we still don't know if they are going to remain with Max Allegri or make a shift. So only time will tell. But Zinedine Zidane linked with Juventus. My question to you, how do you feel about Zinedine Zidane coming in as a coach for next year on at Juventus? Now, let's get into some player statuses. You've got Paul Pogba that was supposed to begin running on the pitch this week. Apparently, he's a little bit further behind and is not ready to do so. So we have some bad news on Pogba's front. In terms of Chiesa, he left training early today at the session and had to go get medical exams. However, do not fear, because this was planned, okay? So that was the plan. He was going to train for a certain period and then go get exams. So all is still well, and he's still full systems go and expected to start next to Moise Kean up top in the friendly against Arsenal. Now, Vlahovic has undergone medical exams today, which we are waiting the results, and if they come back negative, he might be out for the first match January 4th against Cremonese when Serie A returns. So we have to wait on that. Something else we're waiting on is a couple of answers in terms of the future for Juventus in regards to Super League and even the investigations and everything. And Thursday is a big day for that, where we will find out. They're going to basically make decisions on UEFA and the Super League, and we wait that decision. Then, of course, you have a little bit more coming out in terms of the investigations. But the big bomb headline today in the investigation is that Turin prosecutors are renouncing their measures against the club and its personnel. All right, so this is now several days of good news. Again, We take it one day at a time, but Thursday could be a very, very big day. We have to just continue to wait. But this is yet another positive headline. A few days in a row, it's starting to look good, and the wheels are in motion for Juventus to get the clearance that we all need to put our minds at ease and start focusing on the second half of the season. That's your news break, Juventini. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like the video, and of course subscribe to the channel, but more importantly, drop your comments, questions, thoughts, opinions on all the news you heard today, and there was a ton. Zidane potentially coming back. Marotta maybe a return, all right. Bailing out on SMS and investing in a winger. Let me know what you think about everything, Juventini, and hopefully you start to feel a lot better. I know there was a lot of people nervous about these investigations, and I was trying to remain everybody calm, whatnot, but hopefully you feel better. Let me know where you stand now as versus when the news first broke out. All right, Juventini, until tomorrow, fino alla fine, forza Juve, ciao tutti.